Hey, this is Charles with IGN, and I've been checking out the Counter-Strike Global Offensive beta. This is the PC version of the game. Counter-Strike Global Offensive is also coming to PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 eventually, but right now the beta test is PC only. If you're looking at the buy menus there, you notice some spaces in the wheel. That is because this is a beta, and not all of the content is yet in the game. So not all of the maps are in here, not all of the weapons are in here. Those will be filled out eventually by final release, but for now we're just left with a slice of what will become the full experience of Counter-Strike Global Offensive. If you've never played Counter-Strike before, it can be an extremely punishing experience. You die very quickly if your opponent is remotely accurate. If you do manage to survive a firefight, you can't just go hide in a corner and expect your health to regenerate. This is a classic style of Counter-Strike gameplay in Global Offensive. Valve has stayed very much true to the roots of the franchise, so there's no regenerating health. Every shot you take, every move you make can pretty much mean death if you're not careful. So you can't just go flying into a room and spray bullets all over the place and expect to achieve any kind of success. A player who is accurate, who burst fires, who knows the map, who works with their team to be in the best position to fire at all approach angles is going to take you out very quickly and make you pay for your mistakes. In terms of game modes, what you find in the beta right now is just defusal on Dust and Dust 2. There are hostage rescue maps as well, they're just not available right now to play in the beta. On a defusal map, the terrorists will try to run to 2 plant sites and plant the bomb at one of them. The counter-terrorist job is to try and stop them from planting the bomb. If it is planted, their job is to try and defuse the bomb before the bomb actually explodes. And then one team wins if they're able to kill the rest of the team before the bomb is planted. In terms of how the game works, as you make kills and win rounds, you'll make money, and then you can use that money to buy better weapons and gear. If you manage to survive a round, you will retain that gear when you respawn again for the next round, which is certainly incentive to stay alive. In terms of what you can buy, you buy pistols, you buy submachine guns, you can buy assault rifles, you can also buy very powerful sniper rifles, and if you're good, you can absolutely dominate with something like the AWP that does ridiculous damage with every hit. You can also buy a number of grenade types, which include explosives, you can buy smoke to obscure the sight of enemies, you can buy flashes to stun enemies, essentially blinding them, and you can also buy Molotov cocktails, which, if you probably know how a Molotov cocktail works, but if you don't, it spreads fire on the ground when shattered, which in Counter-Strike Go essentially sets up a temporary wall. So if you throw down a Molotov cocktail, the opponent can't really go through that space unless they want to take damage over time by walking over the fire. Considering how valuable health is in Counter-Strike, that's really not a very good idea. Now, there are 2 main play modes in the beta right now. There's casual mode and there's competitive mode. In casual mode, you start out with more money, so right from the beginning you can buy better weapons. You also start out with body armor, which means you don't have to pay for extra protection, and you can spectate all when you die, and there's no friendly fire. If you play on competitive mode, you start out with a little bit of money, there is friendly fire, and you can't spectate all when you die, so that's for the more seasoned player who doesn't really need time to get used to how Counter-Strike works. If you have played Counter-Strike before, Counter-Strike Go is going to feel very familiar. A popular map like Dust 2 has barely been changed at all. It's been given a visual update, but in terms of the actual architecture of the map, it all pretty much works the same. Dust has been changed a little bit. You get a few more access points in the underpass area that weren't there before that I think actually make for a better map. It makes for easier flow and makes, if you want to attack through underpass as a terrorist, certainly a lot easier to do that. If you're going to be totally new to the Counter-Strike experience when Global Offensive is ready sometime in 2012, then there's going to be a learning curve to this game. Lots of people still play this game on Steam, its original version, its source version. There is a very much entrenched player base associated with this game that probably know the layouts of the maps better than they know the floor plans of their own home. I don't know if that's a fair thing to say, but suffice to say, there are a lot of people extremely familiar with this game. So you can play with bots if you want. If you don't quite want to do the online experience yet, there are various difficulty levels of them that should provide a good challenge for new players so you can learn the map layout and learn how the game flows. We'll be checking out more of the Counter-Strike Go beta here at IGN as it continues, and we'll bring you all the updates as more content is added in. For more on CSGO, head over to IGN.com.